Now we will discuss about one more example for decomposition reaction. So, now we will discuss about this decomposition reaction with one activity. First, take some quantity of silver bromide on a watch glass. Observe the color of the silver bromide. Place the watch glass in sunlight for some time. Now observe the color of the silver bromide. What changes do you notice? Did the color of the silver bromide changes? First, take some quantity of silver bromide on a watch glass. Observe the color of the silver bromide. So the silver bromide color is light yellow color. And now place that watch glass in sunlight for some time. Now observe the color of the silver bromide and observe what changes do you notice. So first, that silver bromide, it is in yellow color, no? When we place it in sunlight, when it is exposed to sunlight, it is changing into gray color. Okay, so here the color of the silver bromide is changing. So this silver bromide is decomposed to silver and bromine in sunlight. Okay, the silver bromide is decomposes to silver and bromine in sunlight. Light yellow colored silver bromide turned to gray due to sunlight. Okay, silver bromide decomposes to silver and bromine in sunlight. This light yellow colored silver bromide turns to gray due to sunlight. So here the silver bromide formula AgBr, when we place it is in sunlight, it is changing into silver and bromine. 2AgBr used rise 2Ag plus Br2. Okay, this is the equation for this reaction. So here this decomposition reaction is there, no? This decomposition reaction is occur in the presence of sunlight, and such reactions are called as photochemical reaction. So this decomposition reaction is occur in the presence of sunlight. Such reactions are called as photochemical reaction. All the above decomposition reactions require energy in the form of heat, light, or electricity for converting the reactants to product. Okay, so these all the above decomposition reaction means yesterday also we discussed some activities for decomposition reaction, no? What are that activities? Burning of calcium carbonate. Take a boiling tube. Okay, in that boiling tube take calcium carbonate, close the mouth of a boiling tube with the help of a cork and fix it to stand. Okay, so we close the mouth of a boiling tube with the help of single hole copper cork, and we inserted one delivery tube, and we heat that boiling tube with the help of Bunsen burner. When we heat the boiling tube, then what happened? One type of smoke is coming outside from the mouth of a boiling tube. If you bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of this delivery tube, it is put up the matchstick. Okay, if the gas put up the matchstick, then the gas evolved is nothing but carbon dioxide. Okay, so in that activity on heating calcium carbonate, it is decomposed to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so here one reactant means calcium carbonate, it is changing into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, means one reactant is changing into two products. Okay, this is one of the example for decomposition reaction, means one reactant is changing into two products. We can say that is called as decomposition reaction. So this decomposition reaction is carried out by heating, so it is called as thermal decomposition reaction. And next we discussed one more activity also. What is that activity? Take about 0.5 grams of lead nitrate powder in boiling tube. Hold the boiling tube with the test tube holder. Okay, take about 0.5 grams of lead nitrate powder in boiling tube and hold the test tube with a test tube holder and heat. Okay, heat the boiling tube over a flame. Note down the changes. What do you observe? Okay, heat the boiling tube over a flame. Note down the changes. What do you observe? Heating of lead nitrate and emission of nitrogen dioxide. So when we heat the boiling tube, then what happened? It is releasing lead nitrate and emitting nitrogen dioxide. On heating lead nitrate, it is decomposed to lead oxide, oxygen and nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so you observe that the brown colored fumes liberating in the boiling tube, these brown fumes are called as nitrogen dioxide. So when we heat lead nitrate PbNO3, it is changing into lead oxide, nitrogen oxide and oxygen. Okay, so here one reactant changing into three products. Yes or no? Lead nitrate on heating, it is changing into lead oxide and nitrogen oxide and oxygen. So okay, to see that equation, once you observe the textbook, okay, page number 120, sorry. Okay, once you observe the textbook, open the textbook and see these equations. Okay, so one reactant is changing into more than two products, means is changing into three products. So this is also thermal decomposition reaction. It is also one of the example for thermal decomposition reaction. Why? Because it is also carried out by heating. Okay, and we discuss one more example also for decomposition reaction. What is the? Take a plastic mug, drill two holes at its base, okay, and fit one hole rubber stopper in these holes. We took plastic mug and we made two holes at the base of the base of the plastic mug, and we fit two hole rubber stoppers in these holes, and insert two graphite rods in these rubber stoppers, and we insert two graphite rods in this rubber stoppers and connect the electrodes to 9 volts battery as shown in the figure, and we fill the mug with water. We filled the mug with water, so the electrodes are immersed, and we added few drops of sulfuric acid to the water, and take two test tubes with water and invert them. Take two test tubes filled with water and invert them over the glass graphite rods electrodes. Next, switch on the current and leave the operators undisturbed for some time. Okay, and switch on the current and leave the operators undisturbed for some time. So what do you observe in these test tubes? Okay, so you will notice that the liberation of gas bubbles at both the electrodes. Okay, so in this we can observe the gas bubbles are liberated at the both electrodes. These bubbles are displaces the water in the test tube. These bubbles are displaces the water in the test tube. Is the volume of this gas collected in the both test tubes is same. Once the test tubes are filled with gases, and take them out carefully and test the both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of each test tube. Okay, so once the test tubes are filled with gases, take them out carefully and test both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of a test tube. So the candle burn brightly at the mouth of a test tube. The gas in the test tube is oxygen. If the candle is put off with a pop sound at the mouth of a test tube, then the gas in the test tube is hydrogen. Okay, the candle burns brightly at the mouth of one test tube, then the gas in the test tube is oxygen. The candle is put off with a sound, with a pop sound, okay, at the mouth of another test tube, then the gas is available is nothing but hydrogen. So in this activity, on passing the electricity, water is dissociated into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, water formula H2O, it is dissociated into hydrogen and oxygen to H2O. It is one of the reactant water, and passing the electricity changing into 2H2 plus O2. So here also one reactant is changing into two products now, so we can say this is also one of the example for decomposition reaction. But this decomposition reaction is carried out by this decomposition reaction is carried out by electricity. So here the water is dissociate into hydrogen and oxygen. So in the above activity, on passing the electricity, water dissociate into hydrogen and oxygen. This is called as electrolytic decomposition. It is called as electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay, and we discussed one more activity out of also, that is that we took small quantity of silver bromide in a watch glass and we observed the color of a silver bromide, that is in yellow color. And when we place that watch glass in the sunlight for some time, and we observe that color of the silver bromide, and what changes the color of the silver bromide? It is changing into gray color. Okay, silver bromide silver bromide decomposes to form silver and bromine in sunlight. So this light colored silver bromide changing into gray color due to sunlight. Okay, so 2 AgB are used as 2Ag plus Br2. This decomposition reaction is occurs in the presence of sunlight, and such reactions are called as photochemical reaction. So all the above decomposition reactions requires energy in the form of heat, light or electricity for converting the reactants into product. So all these reactions are endothermic. Okay, so all the above decomposition reactions require energy in the form of heat, light or electricity to convert the reactants into products. So all these reactions are endothermic. So yesterday in previous class we discussed three activities: heating calcium carbonate, heating lead or nitrate, and electrolysis of water. And today we discussed one topic, silver bromide. Okay, activity we discussed. In that, uh, reactants are changing into product. One reactant is changing into two products or more than two products. So to occur this all decomposition reaction, that requires energy. Okay, so what is that energy? Means that requires energy in the form of heat, light or electricity for converting the reactants into products. So all these reactions are endothermic. Okay, so these are all the decomposition reactions carried out by energy. Okay, that requires energy, means that is taking energy in the form of heat, light or electricity to convert the reactants into products. Okay, these all need energy in the form of, okay, that is all taking the energy. Okay, so these all are taking the energy. If in a chemical reaction, if the heat energy is absorbing, then we can call that reaction is a endothermic reaction. If in a chemical reaction heat energy is uh, releasing, then we can call that reaction as a exothermic reaction. So in this reaction heat energy is absorbing, no, means heat energy is taking, no, to occur that chemical reaction. So these all are the example for endothermic reactions. Okay, if in a chemical reaction if the heat energy is releasing, then we can call that as a exothermic reaction. Okay, so if the decomposition reaction occurred carried out by heating, then we can call that as a thermal decomposition reaction. If the decomposition reaction carried out by electricity, then we can call that reaction as a decomposition reaction. If a decomposition reaction carried out by sunlight, that is called as photochemical reaction. Okay, now we will discuss about one more type of reaction, displacement reaction. Okay, now we will discuss about one more type of reaction, displacement reaction. So in the displacement reaction, one element displaces the another elements from its compound. So in the displacement reaction, one element is displaces the another element from its compound, and takes its place therein. Okay, in displacement reaction, one element is displaced the another elements from its compound and takes its place therein. Okay, so displacement of hydrogen from acids by metal. Okay, so in displacement reaction, one element is displaced the another elements from its compounds, no. So and it takes place it's therein. Okay, in displacement reaction, one element is displaced the another elements from its compounds and takes its place therein. Now we will discuss about displacement of hydrogen from acids by metal. So to understand about this displacement reaction, we will discuss one activity. Okay, what is that activity? Displacement of hydrogen from acids by metals. Okay, displacement of hydrogen from acids by metals. Generally, metals which are more active than hydrogen displace it from an acid. Okay, now we'll discuss one activity, displacement of hydrogen from acids by metals. So generally metals which are more active than hydrogen displace it from an acid. So to understand this displacement reaction, we are discussing one activity. Okay, so generally metals which are more active than hydrogen, that displace it from an acid. Okay, so let us observe the reaction following the reaction in following activity. So we discussed, metals which are more reactive than hydrogen, that displace it, that displace the hydrogen from its acids. Okay, how is that? Now we will discuss. Okay, so to perform this activity we need some materials. What are that materials? Conical flask and test tube. Okay, conical flask and test tube. Okay, with and what chemicals we require? Zinc and hydrochloric acid. Zinc and hydrochloric acid. With the help of this conical flask and hydrochloric acid, how can we perform the experiment? Now we will discuss. Okay, take small quantity of zinc dust in a conical flask. Means take conical flask. In that conical flask, take some zinc dust. Okay, and add hydrochloric acid slowly. Now take some hydrochloric acid in a test tube and slowly add that hydrochloric acid to the zinc dust. So what we can observe? Okay, next, now take a balloon and tie it to the mouth of a conical flask. Now take one balloon, tie it to the mouth of a conical flask. This is showed in the figure 2. So closely observe the changes in the conical flask and balloon. After some time, what changes will take place that you observe in the conical flask and balloon? So what do you notice? You can see that the gas bubbles coming out from the solution and the balloon bulged out. So we can observe that some gas bubbles are coming out from the solution and the balloon bulks. Okay, that we can observe in figure 12b. Okay, so what happened? The gas bubbles are coming out from the solution and that balloon bulks out. Okay, so we can see that gas bubbles coming out from the solution and the balloon bulks out, that we can observe in figure 12b. So zinc pieces react with dilute hydrochloric acid and liberate the hydrogen gas as shown in below. Okay, so this zinc react with hydrochloric acid and this zinc is displace the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. So this zinc is more reactive. Previously we discussed, generally metals which are more reactive than hydrogen, that displace it from an acid. So zinc is combining with hydrochloric acid, gives rise zinc chloride and H2. So this zinc is a metal, it is more reactive. Zinc is a metal, it is more reactive than hydrogen. That's why it displaces the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. Okay, zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, that's why it displaces the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. Zinc plus hydrochloric acid gives rise zinc ZnCl2 plus H2. H2 gas is liberated. So in the above reactions, the element zinc displaced by the reaction, the element zinc has displaced hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. This is the displacement reaction. So in this reaction, zinc is there. No, the zinc is displaced hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. This is displacement reaction. Okay, so now I will say this activity shortcut. So displacement reaction is nothing but one element is displaced the another element from its compound and takes place in there. So one element is displaced, another element is zinc plus hydrochloric, Zn plus 2HCl gives us ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. Equation is there, no? Once you see in your textbook. So this zinc is one of the element that displaces the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. Means zinc displaces the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. No, means one element is displaces the another elements from its compound and takes place in it. Means zinc is displaces the hydrogen from hydrochloric acid and in the place of hydrogen zinc is came. Okay, yes or no? Yes, see here, zinc plus 2HCl, ZnCl2 plus H2. So zinc is separating the H2, that's why H2 is separated. In the place of HCl, in the place in HCl, in the place of H2, zinc is came. Yes or no? Yes, ZnCl2 will come. Okay, so to understand this displacement reaction, first take some quantity of zinc dust in conical flask and add hydrochloric acid to it slowly. Okay, now take some quantity of zinc dust in conical flask and add hydrochloric acid to it slowly. Okay, now take balloons. Okay, take some quantity of zinc in a conical flask, add hydrochloric acid to slowly, and take a balloon, tie the balloon to the mouth of a conical flask. What happened in that, what we notice, we can observe some gas bubbles are formed in the solution and the balloon is bulging outside. So here one type of reaction will takes place between the zinc and hydrochloric acid, and that it is in the hydrogen. Due to that hydrogen gas, the balloon is bulged outside. So here zinc pieces react with hydrochloric acid and liberate hydrogen gas. Okay, so in the above reaction, one element, the element zinc, has displaced the hydrogen from its hydrochloric acid. So that's why it is one of the examples for displacement reaction.